Happy Saturday. Today we're going through Colossians 2, 8 through 15 on page 25 of our devotionals. If you haven't read it, go ahead and stop the video. Is there any area in my life where I feel a sense of lacking, like there's some standard to which I don't measure up to? If we're all honest with ourselves right here, I think the resounding answer is yes. And we feel this way because we are unworthy of God's grace, and we look at our own limitations and think, well, I can't. Well, in verse 10, we look at a relationship with Christ and it calls us complete. So regarding my physical attributes, how does that change the way that I think of myself? And then also my mental capabilities, family relationships, friendships, personalities, and spiritual gifts. Well, let me just recap a few of them. My physical attributes. Listen, I don't belong to myself. In fact, my physical attributes aren't for me. They're not for anybody else. They're actually for my wife. Some of them, no matter how I think about myself, God gave me my wife, my spouse, and He's going to give you somebody if that's a desire of yours. Regarding my mental capabilities, listen, I can trust the Holy Spirit for clarity and understanding of things maybe that I have a difficulty with. But it takes that surrender and sensitivity to the Holy Spirit. What about my family relationships? Well, I think that we should all be supportive of one another and we should all help each other grow. Your parents are there to disciple you, and you are also there to make disciples as well. What about your friendships? Well, they should be edifying and uplifting, meaning they should encourage you as a Christian and help lift your walk with Jesus. Your personality, it's uniquely made to the point of where God knew what He was doing with you and designed you a particular way. And your spiritual gifts are there to serve the church. So who's the head over all rulers and authority? It's not the government. It's not the president. In fact, it's Jesus Christ. He rules over the entire world. Fill in the blanks for the word bank. I was dead in my sins, but Jesus made me alive. By forgiving me of all my sins, He canceled my debt and nailed all of my charges that were against me to the cross. He disarmed Satan and all the demons of their power, made a public spectacle of them, and triumphed over them by His death and resurrection. So what are my thoughts on what Jesus did for me? Hopefully, you're gracious. You might feel unworthy, but Jesus Christ and His blood made you worthy, all making Him worthy of all of our praise.